Hello, my name is Roger. Today I want to show you how we were able to save about 20 hours of work per week by utilizing a new introduced gadget with the Office Manager 1.3, which was designed by RC Soft. This little gadget is called Auto Append. For people who are seeing the software the first time, this is an email marketing program. So you have on the one side you have all the sales related information like customers and inquiries and so on and so forth, and on the other hand you have all inventories. And so throughout the day you would fill up all your inventory information, update that, and then you also update your sales information, and then in the end of the day you would click the auto append button and kind of wrap up the day. So we have here in this demonstration 1700 customers, and if they have an individual inquiry, we will fill it in this subform specific inquiries. We do have all these yellow fields available for us to fill in and narrow down the search. This has been extracted from the email which we received from the customer, and they want, in this case, this is for the used textile machinery business, they wanted a complete plant, and for example weaving Sulzer. Sulzer is a brand name. So in this case we only narrowed it down in two criteria here in the processing family and here in the keywords, and then we run the query, and then we'll see, and we'll find one item, one match out of a total of 9,074 items. So this is how fast it matches it up. Then you can certainly compare the information if that's really what you want to send the customer, and then if that's cool, then you can send it out. Sometimes you have more line items. Maybe in the next specific inquiry, this guy has sent us a 35, customer 8, 35. The next inquiry was he wants sorts of projectile machines. So this is how the shedding, this is a different way of processing the fiber. And they have inquired 200 machines, and this is a PU version, so it's a different model. If you're selling used cars, if you were to sell that, then this may be like a GMC, and this may be the color gray or SUV to narrow down your search, and this may be instead of the width you would probably something like how many seats you're looking for, and so on and so forth. So here we don't find a match at all, and so in the next one we may find some matches. Let me see. Okay, in here he was asking for some twisters, and here's the details again, and we have 39 matches. And what we used to do is we would copy the email address, and then we go and click the send button, and it would open up our default email program, and then we would paste the email in there. We would customize, if we needed to, the subject bar. We could look one more time in the PDF file to see if all the records were in there, but if everything is set up right, there's no reason to doubt that. You see in this PDF file, and if you have the same software, it will pop up very similar like this. Obviously you will have a different customer email. Then this is about the customer ID, the inquiry, and the customer number, so you can find it back in your system later if they refer to that, or if you have to refer to this. And you'll see also every reference number output in the PDF file, and we have set it up that way that the pictures or attachments pertaining to these reference numbers are on our web page. So if they open up the PDF file, they can click this button and download automatically all the attachments pertaining to this. Now these should be 39 records, because, and I'm not sending it right now, so, but these should be 39 records there. And what it does is this program takes it out of this subform and it'll append it into this items answered. So we don't really have to touch these reference numbers anymore, and for future references we will be easily able to relate to it once they give us their reference number. And then if we have different vendors, for the sake of simplicity, this is all the same vendor right now, vendor 9. But when you work with different vendors, you will see different emails here, and you can actually ask questions to these vendors by just clicking this button. It will also open up the default email program. So if we are going here back to the specific inquiries, we see that this customer has sent us like 35 different inquiries. So we used to go and step by step follow the next one and painstakingly find out, oh my god, this is empty, so we're going to go to the next one, and we actually lose some time. Even if it only takes 10 seconds per transaction, it can be painstaking if you are working about 2,500 inquiries like we did. And it will take us 8 to 10 hours each time when we were running all these customers and all these inquiries. So we asked for an improvement or to automate this procedure, and that's why Soft came out with the auto append. So right now what I'm going to demonstrate, I have set this up. It's going to go only for 10 customers right now. In your case it will run through the entire database, entire customer numbers. If you have 1700 it would run that, and go through all these inquiries you have and spits them out in a form which you then later on can use for quick email sending. So here I'm clicking now the auto append button, and it'll shift this record to number 1 to start to your customer number 1. There it is. And then now it begins the process. In the first customer he doesn't even have inquiries, so it's going to shift to already to the next customer, number 2, and it's going now through the procedure, and it is going now. This one has 25 inquiries, so you will see these numbers going up. Sometimes it's a visual thing, you won't see it, it just go and skips to the next customer when it's done, but it will spit out all the information correctly into a separate form, and it also appends all the information in this items answered subform. I cannot interrupt this now, so once you decide to click that button, then you cannot. It basically blocks the program. So what we used to do is we're gonna work throughout the day, standard procedures, and then in the end of the day or every second day we would run this program, and we'll save 6-8 hours, and then the next morning we do that overnight, and in the next morning we'll just work off the emails. At this point of time I'm not going to wait till all these inquiries have been worked off. I will pause this video and we'll be back once that's been done, and I will show you then the next steps. Okay, I've made it back. The system has now run my 10 customers, and let's see what the next step would be. In the next step you would go and click this form, this icon, and it opens up a form, the reports form, and by default it gives you the, like in this case, like the last week's bandwidth begin and end date, which you can change. I'll leave it in for now. I click that button and I'll see all the results in this spreadsheet. I can move this up a little bit. So here it is. On 8/10 I've done this. This is my customer 8. There he is. It should be ascending. There's customer 4, and you'll see here the breakdown of the machines in different categories, like carding, then the brand name, and then we kept it cards, but in other situations we have complete plant and then multiple brands, and then we have a narrow down about the processing. And then here you see in the description there is the detailed information for this item. Then here is an attachment link to the web page. So once they receive this email and in their inbox, this will show up as a hyperlink. They just have to click it from there, and automatically it will go to the web page and downloads instantly that zip file. And then here's the original inquiry information from that customer. So they originally inquired on May 6th, 2013. There are inquiries from July 9th, 2013. So the customer can relate to the reason we have sent him this information. There's more in there. It's obviously the date. Then if they have another reference, sometimes they do have references, they would pop up in between these two dots, and then it would go and give you other details. They have been asking for Twitchler cards, and there's probably a little bit more information in this field. I'm not going to show you this, but now they know why we have sent them that email. So they will be able to relate to that, and it helps them in return to contact their customers or their contacts, and can go from there. And what I would do next is this. So now I have this spreadsheet, and I have all these customers I want to send an email to. Now I'm going to select a portion pertaining to this customer, and I'm gonna customer 4 has quite some. Alright, then I go all the way to the right side, because that's what I want to do, and send him. I hit right mouse click, copy, and then what I can do next is I'm clicking this button, which opens up my default email program and puts in automatically my customer's email. I can customize the subject bar, whatever I think is important, and then I can paste the info in here. So now it doesn't look like a hyperlink on this side, the attachment, but when they receive it, it will look like a hyperlink, and then they can click it. I'm not going to send this right now. And then what I would do next, since I used this last one, I just go and do the same thing over here from here, and then go all the way down till this section and repeat the process. And this way I can send about approximately 100 emails within 30 minutes. And then they have all the latest information. Critical obviously is that the information you put in these yellowish looking fields is as close as it can be to their match, so you don't have to double check it anymore. Therefore you have so many different categories. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 14. You have almost 18 different categories. You can put certain things in there. Other videos will indicate how to work with this and to get it most efficient results out of this, and there are some tricks. But I just wanted to demonstrate you that in our business we were able to save about 20 hours a week doing this, but each time 6 to 8 hours, and we used to run it like 3 times a week. And the customer has the latest update. And maybe one more thing which is very cool, if you own the same software, and there's a link where you can have a 30-day free trial, so it really doesn't cost you anything to try it out. It's a Windows-based program. You don't need to own Access 2010 to run this. It would be great, but you can, with the download comes a runtime environment which you install, and it'll be able to interpret it. If you are a Mac user, then you may have to check something like Boot Camp, or there are other interpretation softwares which possibly allow Windows programs to operate there too. I have not checked that out myself. At the moment I can only tell you it will work on Windows based. You don't need a new computer for this. You can work with a 12-year-old Windows XP system. I'm doing this demonstration on a Windows Vista, which is from 2007, and it also works on Windows 8 on my other computer. So I wanted to show you this. I think this is really a good time-saving thing. If you own this software, what you also can do is you could go, in fact, import items and exchange items from your inventories with other people. You don't have to all. Consider this. For example, if you were to send your inventories and you want me to promote your products as well, or you have a sales agent and you want to get them set up really quick, all you would have to do is export the information, which has been explained in other videos, and you export it in an Excel 97 version, which I am showing you how to import that version real quick. Notice I have 9,074 records. And I happen to know my Excel sheet will have 9,074 records, so if everything has been done right, I'll end up with 18,100 and something. So what you have to do is you go to external data, you go to Excel, you browse for it, you try to find it, and also that procedure has been explained, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm just going to run through it really quick. You append it, you find the right table to append it to. I'm sorry, I lost it here. There it is. You cannot make a mistake. It will just simply not append it if you find the wrong table. I'm hitting finish right now, and now I have now put all the information in here. I'm now updating the system, and if everything is done right, and this is real time, so I'm appending 9,074 records, ending up into, in seconds actually, less than a minute time, to 18,100 something. Hold on, almost there. There it is, 18,148. And I can now work with that person's database, if you will, and it would also automatically update from them the information and like their email address. But you will see these things in other videos. I just want to show you how you can save a lot of time. Imagine the return on invest, saving 20 hours a week for us. Let's say you would have an operator for $10 an hour. That is $200 a week we would save in expenses just by clicking that button, the auto append button. I've been told by RC Soft that if you have bought the previous version, you can get an upgrade and you can have this one here and include it in the new one. You get it for free, and you're good to go.